Hello, how are you? I'm Olivia, and I'm a singer and a voice teacher. I'm going through the artist's way to kind of figure it all out, how to be an artist, and I'm getting there. It's week 10, just finished week 10. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the chapter, some of my takeaways, and how it's going for me. So if that's interesting to you, please stick around. Week 10 is called Recovering a Sense of Self-Protection. And in this chapter, she talks about toxic patterns that we use to avoid our creativity or to numb ourselves, just to kind of remove ourselves from the moment. In the first section called Dangers of the Trail, she talks a little bit about what some of those are. Food, alcohol, work. I would say now using the phone is a big one that I definitely use. And she talks about the goal of using these things is to alleviate fear. It's used to block our creativity whenever we experience the anxiety of inner emptiness. It's just that fear. And the choice to block works in the short term, but fails in the long term. And I would say that all of this, it's basically addiction, that you use something to soothe yourself in the moment, but it doesn't actually serve you long term. She also talks about how when you're blocked, you know who you are. You're unhappy, you have these patterns, you know what your life is like, but unblocking is scary. It's unfamiliar. You might feel like you're not in control, and it's just a risky endeavor to kind of change your patterns and to, look at the world a different way. But she talks about how anxiety is actually fuel. Many times we try to push anxiety away, and that's definitely something that I do constantly. I feel anxious a lot in my life, and I have. And I use different things to try to make the anxiety go away. But I think that idea that you can ride the anxiety out and use the energy of the anxiety to create rather than to numb that feeling of anxiety to try to make it go away. You can move through it rather than just putting a stopper in it. She talks about being a workaholic and how that kind of addiction to that is blocking creativity. And I think as a self-employed person, I definitely can relate to that. And that's sort of like, not that I'm like working constantly, but I am sort of constantly thinking about it and always thinking about whether or not I'm being productive enough. And I think that that's kind of a issue in our society of like, productivity is the gold standard and being really busy is the gold standard. And if you're not hustling and working your absolute hardest constantly, like, what are you doing? And I think that I definitely struggle with that. Then she talks about drought and how there's going to be times where you just don't feel inspired, and that's okay. And that using morning pages, even if they feel like, a slog and you have nothing to write or you have nothing to say or anything, that's necessary. That time can help bring clarity to whatever next season you're going to go into. And one little phrase, one little catchy thing she says that I liked was, to write is to write things. So to write, W-R-I-T-E, is to R-I-G-H-T things. So putting it on the page is a way to move through things and keep moving. Then she talks about fame and how fame is a drug, and that approval that we're seeking, you get that from other people, but ultimately if you don't have that self-approval, if you don't feel good about yourself, no amount of fame or adulation from other people is ever going to fill that hole. Now, I would say I don't have that issue with fame, but I think that we have social media, and that can give you the same kind of hit. If you post something and you're like, okay, people are seeing me do this, or people are liking the things that I'm posting, it's definitely can be a drug and people are into it. And she says, only when we are being joyfully creative can we release the obsession with others and how they are doing. It's like, are you even having a good life if you're not posting it so other people see? It's kind of an interesting thing. Like, you have to prove that you're doing cool things or having a fun life or something, which is not, I don't think it's that healthy, because if you're not feeling good, you see somebody else feeling good, you're not happy. If you are feeling good, you just post the best things. And I think for me, I do some memory keeping journaling now since just started this year. And I think for me, it's really great because I'm recognizing how many amazing things happen in my life. I'm not a huge poster on social media, but I think, it's easy to be to get caught up in oh, other people are doing more fun stuff or whatever. But if you looking back at the things that I've done, you forget, So I think writing things down and appreciating what your life is and all the positive things, some people do gratitude journaling or whatever. But I think that sort of appreciation for yeah, this was a good day, or that was so great, I got to see my mom, or, whatever is great. Is a great way to counteract that. The next section is about competition, which I think just goes into this. It's the same stuff, that instead of saying, instead of looking at somebody online, let's say, and saying, oh, wow, somebody's got this success, that proves that it can be done, and how great for them, and what a positive thing. We just say, that person's going to succeed instead of me. We just assume that there's only so much success, or there's only so much happiness to go around, when, that's not true. We can all have what we want to a certain extent. We can all be happy. We can all be successful in our own way. Let's see. She said, the foot race mentality is always the ego's demand to not just be good, but also be the first and the best. And it's the ego's demand that our work be totally original, as if such a thing were even possible. So it's yeah, why can't it just be oh, great, we're doing the same thing, how wonderful. Why do I have to be the number one thing? It's just an ego thing. It's that instant gratification. It's all an addiction, and all not great. So I think that I have definitely struggled with that in my life. I think I still do. I think that's a big part of what has kept me blocked, quite frankly, is this idea of competition, and I got to be the first best one. But I think embracing, truly being happy for other people, and, being excited about cool stuff, no matter if you did it or not. And recognizing that there's room for everybody. I think that's something I really need to work on. I think for me, my biggest issue is my phone, for sure. I'm on my phone far too much. It's definitely a drug. I use it like a drug. That's something I'm always trying to work on. I've had some successful stints getting off of it more. I'm kind of on it now, but it's something that is definitely in the back of my mind always. In the tasks, she also asks you to write some lists of 3 things that you've done to nurture yourself, and actions you could take to nurture yourself. So I think that it's good to kind of connect with what are other ways that I can comfort myself, or feel less alone, or, face things in more healthy ways that aren't just opening up the phone or whatever. So it's good to touch base with that. I think for me, reading, moving my body, exercising, listening to music, there's so many great little joys that I have every day that I want to remember. I've been taking some creative classes and spend some quality time with my family. So there's so many positive things in my life. I did my morning pages all 7 days. I honestly feel like it's such a great habit for me now. I'm doing really well with it. I did not get to an artist date this week, but I think I pretty much have every other week, so I don't think that's too bad. I was doing some traveling to visit my mom for her birthday. Finished up a job that I had been doing, teaching a class. And, I think it's opening me up to think about some new possibilities, some new projects that I could work on. And so I'm feeling positive about that. So there you are, week 10. We've done it. Only 2 more weeks. And then we wrap this thing up, and then I'm fixed, which is great news for me. I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much for sticking around if you have. And I will see you in the next video.